Kevin is now coaching at Kentwood High School, Go Conks, Sportstown, USA. I had the opportunity to play football with him back in 2002 when Kentwood won the state championship, and Kevin obviously was just he was just another speed ahead of the players. Just one of the greatest football players I've had the opportunity to play with, and just a really, really good guy. So I'm excited to have him here and joining us. So I've got him right here. Kevin, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Tyler.
Hey, thanks for coming in. How's life been? How's coaching? And you've got a lot of stuff going on.
Life has been good. I've been blessed to do what I love. I have my opportunity to play the game, and now I'm giving back. Giving back to my community, giving back to the state of Washington where it all started. So I'm having a great time.
Kevin, what's it like not to be on the field? Is it tough? Are you just kind of tapping your feet, wishing you're in there?
Sometimes, man, when the lights come on Friday night and I see the kids suit up, I just want to get out there with them and get amped up and be fired up with them and get out there and hit somebody. But you got to take a step back, and you got to be a coach, and you got to for me, I'm a player's coach. So I stay excited with the guys. I stay fiery, and kind of like Pete Carroll. I got that burst of energy out there with those guys, and when they make big plays, I'm right there with them, celebrating and having a great time. So, pretty cool deal.
And at your young age, I mean, a lot of the players probably just look to you like, hey, you've been here recently, and kind of look up to you, and you kind of got a pack going there following you and looking towards you for advice and for
yeah, most
success.
definitely. I'm still current, and I tell my guys, man, I've been there, I've done that, I've done everything that you want to do, and I just try to guide them along the right lines. I like to give them just like we're driving, you see lights, red lights, green lights, yellow lights, and how to deal with certain situations in life and college. So I'm current enough to where they understand where I'm coming from. So it's a good deal.
And tell us a little bit about your position now with the team.
Right now, I'll be shadowing Coach Phelps. He's a defensive backs coach and running backs coach. He was there when we were there.
Yeah.
So he's been in his 30th year. He's going into his 30th year right now. So it's a
Wow.
pretty good deal. And I'm going to shadow him, and I'm going to, let him tutor me in the game, coaching-wise. And him and Coach Norris do a great job communicating with me. So right now, just back there with the D-backs and the running backs and just getting a feel for the high school level.
Just some amazing coaches to be able to shadow. I mean, Coach Norris, one of the most passionate, knowledgeable coaches I've ever played under, and Coach Phelps, just a blast to be around. And gosh, he didn't fall into it, obviously, because you had a really good background. You played some pretty competitive football, and then jumped in and coached at Eastside Catholic, right?
Yeah, I was a bit nomadic in my college careers after Kentwood. I went to College of the Siskiyous, junior college, and I transferred out of there and went to College of the Canyons, which I was really, really lucky to be there and got coached under that coaching staff there. And we got my speed down from a 4.4 flat to a 4.28 at College of the Canyons, which was awesome.
Wow.
I played well there, well enough to get a scholarship to Utah State, and went up there and things didn't quite work out, as sometimes you have adversity in life, and it's about how you react and how you overcome them. So I made my next step the best step, and I came home and I went to Western Washington, where I was very successful there. Ended up winning a Rotary Bowl championship with those guys before they dismantled the football team. But on my journey, I met a lot of people. I met a lot of coaches. I met a lot of teammates that are now coaching or playing in the NFL, or coaches that have moved on to different universities. So now it's my turn to coach and give back to these kids, and most definitely going to use my resources for the future as I can help these kids move on to the next level.
What was it like playing in state at Western? Was that a good experience for you?
Yeah, it was really good to be home. Man, talk about being in Utah and your family can't come, and being in California and your family can't come. When I was up at Western, we were 2.5 hour drive. Family was coming to games, and it's a different feeling when you have your family there and they got your back, and you play for more than yourself. You play for your family, you play for your team, you play for the community. So when my family was there, it was a really, really big deal for me. So I think coming home was the best plan that I could have made in my college career.
And I know you and your family are really close. Your dad helped you a lot of your skill training and coached you when you were a little tyke. And your brother John, we got a chance to play with him, and pretty competitive around the household.
Man, always. Ever since we were kids, man. Starting at 5 years old, we had helmets and shoulder pads on, and we were just going at it. And, working on tackling drills at a young age and running hills at a young age. So big time hats off to my dad, John Jones, and my uncle Ronnie Jones that really set the path for us at a young age to mix our talent with hard work. You don't see a lot of young men that are putting those two together. They're just going off raw talent. And some of them are afraid to work hard. They get that sick feeling when they're lifting weights and, they're sore after and they run away from that. But, you got to relish that feeling and you just got to go for what you can go for and strive to be the best you can. I teach my guys, man, day by day we get better and better. So let's improve on a daily basis, and let's not have any setbacks, So the work ethic my dad and my uncle instilled in my brother and I were huge coming up through high school and through the college ranks.
Yeah, it makes such a difference. The listeners just joining us, we've got Kevin Jones. He's coaching at Kentwood High School down in Covington. And we played some football back together and just kind of catching up and hearing how life's taken him. Yeah. So, Kev, tell us more about, Kentwood. It's such a tradition of winning over there. What's it like, the preparation?
Oh man, and it's awesome that you say preparation because I like to look up to the champions like our Seahawks and our Huskies, and Russell Wilson always says the separation's in the preparation, which is very true. Right now I've been up at Kentwood for about 6 weeks now, and I'm trying to implement my off-season style on these kids and these young men, and they're picking it up. They're in the weight room 4 times a week, excuse me. We're running, we're lifting, we're really getting after it, and they're understanding why they're doing these exercises and what exercise goes with what technique. And, now we're starting to see them build muscle mass, and now they're asking, Coach, can I have a diet plan? I want to eat the right way. So, we want to prepare our minds, our bodies, our soul to get out there and get into this chaotic game we play. This is a game of warriors, and you can't go into it unprepared. So the preparation is great right now. The guys have a high energy level, and they're always asking questions, and they want to do more. And sometimes we got to pull them back and say that's too much. Don't want to overtrain. So,
Kev, how's the game changed since you and I were in high school?
Man, the game has changed. The refs are throwing a lot more flags.
Yeah.
We gotta be careful for the concussion rule. You want to teach your kids to hit the right way, eyes up, stay at a low center of gravity. Hit with your eyes first. If you can't see them, you can't hit them. So, the game hasn't gotten away from us too much, but the flags, it's most definitely an offensive game. Those receivers don't like to get touched, and I'm a defensive back, so I like to get a little aggressive with those guys.
Yeah.
But I think the high school level is all right. We're looking at NFL. The game has changed. The refs are throwing flags. Guys are getting fines and stuff like that, and you can't do that in high school. So, it takes a step back and, just pull the rings back on those guys a little bit.
Nice. Take us to Eastside Catholic. Coach Steele Barr, we actually had him on the show a couple weeks ago. Great guy.
Great guy.
Passionate coach. He's kind of got that Pete Carroll fire too.
Yeah.
What'd you learn from him?
Man, I love Coach T. He's an awesome guy, and I most definitely appreciate him welcoming me to his staff and his team with open arms. He's just he really taught me how to stay humble, never get ahead of myself. You're never too smart right now. Continue to learn and continue to have a passion for the game. One thing we did do, we went out to Oregon State OSU camp, and that was my first big time camp as a coach. And just to step back and visualize these kids, see these kids out there having fun and trying to make a name for themselves was great. So Coach T was he implemented energy into my coaching scheme, and taught me how to listen to the kids first, not just hear them, but make sure we're really touching base with these kids and making sure that everything's okay with them.
How are you liking coaching, just overall in general?
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I can remember back to all of my coaches, and I don't never want to miss a beat. I'm always looking for something that they can improve on, and they come back and they ask me, Coach Kev, can I do this better? Can I do that better? And I'm just like, let me take a look at it. Let me go home and visualize what you did today and recap what you did today, and I'll get back to you. Or coaching on the fly. It's a beautiful thing to be a coach, man. It's most definitely got me in high spirits. It keeps me going, and I'm looking forward to being in it for a long period of time. What's
your expectations for Kentwood this year as a football coach and as a program?
Most guys get that question asked and they throw out stats. I'm going to expect us to compete at a high level. I'm going to expect us to take care of home. be teammates first. I'm going to expect us to be eligible. God, we can't play football without our players on the field. So it's most definitely keep school first. I expect us, to play football at a high level every game. Like I said, every game's game day. So go into it focused, be prepared. Get ready for battle. So, Coach Norris had kind of touched base on our winning tradition. In the last 10 years, we've been 29-1.
Wow.
So we have a strong winning tradition. I believe our freshmen haven't lost a game in 72 games. I think that'd probably be like 5 years.
Wow.
So we're up and coming.
Yeah.
We have a strong tradition. So we just got to get back to it and teach these kids about Kentwood tradition and then about who we are and what being a conqueror is all about. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the program Undefeated Athletics?
Yeah, my brother and I started our business called Undefeated Athletics. It's something that I dreamed about as a college athlete. They always say have a plan, have something to fall back on. My first love was football, so I decided to keep it in the range of athletes and athletics. So Undefeated Athletics, what we do is we have the 3 pillars of success, where we focus on education, mental well-being, and of course the physical aspect of it, with the training and all of that. And we have a good team. My brother's the president. I'm the outreach coordinator. My cousin Deron Jones is the chancellor of education, and our buddy Phil Carr, he does the mental wellness and that kind of stuff. So it's up and coming.
Cool.
We just we're on paperwork, man. To build a business, you got to build it from the bottom up.
Yeah. So
we're most definitely working hard at that.
So they can reach out to you. Do you guys have a website that year? Or?
Yeah, if you go to undefeatedathletics.com, it should pull right up. It's building. We're building the website to be stronger and stronger. Some things to look out for. We have some camps coming up. Looking to merge with some other businesses. My cousin Reggie Jones played for the New Orleans Saints Super Bowl champs in 2009. He runs his own business called Showtime for Stars. So we're looking to merge those 2 businesses together. And his business is it's a motivational. He's a motivational speaker. He goes around from school to school around Washington State, man, and speaks to these kids and just motivates them to be better. He's motivating the teachers and the principals to coach and teach better. So, we're looking to merge those 2 businesses together and, really touch home with these kids, because a lot of these kids aren't getting that kind of preparation at home. The mental aspect of it, the education aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, and they're just going out to have a good time. But that's all good, but let's go out with a purpose.
Yeah.
Let's go and finish your high school career with a 3.5.
Yeah.
And have some schools looking at you for a college education and further your football playing ability. So, just some things we want to tie around in the state and get these guys going. So it's a good deal.
What's the biggest challenge going back to being a high school coach? Is it the eligibility that you touched on earlier, or is it some other stuff?
It is, man. You look at these kids, and I wasn't the best student, but I tried hard, and I encourage my kids to give 110% in the classroom. Treat your classroom like you would the weight room or the football field. Get out there and ask your teachers questions. Participate. Those points add up. If you miss a test, if you're not scoring well, then the teachers are more apt to help you out if you're there participating and showing that you do care. So that would be the number one deal for me is the education. I can't stress it enough that education comes first. Second part of it would be injuries. These guys, are you injured or are you hurt?
Yeah.
Can we keep playing, or are we gonna have to sit you out? And my coach at Western Washington always said, you can't make the club in the tub. So and it's true. You can't go out there and compete, and in a sense coaches have to look past you in a way if you're injured. Because they have to continue to coach their team, and some kids don't know how to deal with their coach not speaking to them anymore, or coaching them the way they used to be able to coach when they were on the field. So that's where we reach back to Undefeated, and we touch back on the mental aspect of it, keeping their mental strong, letting them know that, this is just a lump, a little bump of adversity that you're dealing with right now. How are you going to get over it? So, all of it ties in, Tyler, and I think it's going to be a really good deal once it's all going, and, we can help these kids from A to B and get them in the right direction.
I love it. When I look back at high school, football was amazing, just the experience and friends we had as a team. But it was kind of an autopilot stage for us. We weren't really, what's the right word? Not mentally all there, focusing on everything. So that's got to be a challenge, is getting them on point.
Yeah, we kind of just we went through the motions a little bit. If you look back at it, and, I for sure, I don't think I put my best foot forward every day. I don't think I was better the next day than I was the day before. And so what I thought of while I was in college was my theory is the 4D theory. It's called discipline, desire, dedication, and determination. If you can implement those 4 Ds in life with your schoolwork, with your parents, your family, your athletics, you will be okay. Do you have the discipline in this situation, the desire, the dedication, the determination? If you possess those 4 Ds, you get the 5th D, and that's domination. And that's what we want. We want to be dominant. So I'm going to, tie that in with the guys at Kentwood. And you remember our saying was DTD, dominate the dome, and DTS, dominate the state. You have to have some kind of fire, up under your feet, and some moxie and some drive to do those kind of things. So ask yourself on a daily, do you have those 4 Ds? And if you do, you're going to be successful.
I love it, Kevin. I appreciate you coming in here, man. It's good to catch up with you.
It is.
I'm excited for big things for you down the road, and let's stay in touch.
Most definitely, Tyler. Thanks for having me.
All right, Kevin. Good to see you. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring it back to the producer. You're listening to Community Real Estate Talk Show. I'm your host, Tyler Freed. We're on Clay 1180 AM. We'll be right back. Thanks.